Hey everybody! So I am on my way up to the Seattle wedding show because my DJ, who I hired for my wedding, asked his former brides to help him out at the show today, and I was like, oh, absolutely, because he did such an awesome job. So I'm super excited to help him out, but on the flip side of that, I'm also just a slightly bit bummed because my Seahawks are playing today, their first playoff game at home against the Saints, and though I don't have tickets, I can't watch it on TV because they don't want it on, because, the brides don't want the football game on during the show or something. Whatever. That's not all brides. That's like a minority brides, really. Here in Seattle, we're all behind our Seahawks. We're all the 12th man, so, or 12th woman. Anyways, so I have a couple of vlogs up about TTCing, and they've been sparse, so I need to do it a little bit more consistently, and I'm going to start from this point on. I did try to upload a video yesterday, or film and upload a video yesterday, but I had some technical difficulties and didn't get it done. So I'm doing it now in the car on my way up. I highly do not recommend this because it's not safe and I'm being a complete idiot. So, disclaimer right there for you. Okay, so last night I was basically talking about where I left off in December. I was 12 DPO and no sign of AF. Well, she showed her ugly face and that was that. I wasn't pregnant. I also had a few doctor's appointments in December that brought some, I wouldn't say startling news, but I would say, okay, I knew this would happen one day, but I didn't think it would happen right now. And that is my thyroid. My mom has hypothyroidism, and she got it in her 40s, well after she was, done having babies. Mine happened to flare up in a blood test. So my doctor said I needed to do another blood test to make sure that, it was just a fluke, or am I actually having thyroid problems? Now, I can't really remember at this point, but hypothyroidism could either make it difficult to get pregnant or be difficult during a pregnancy. And also, that it could explain why my last cycle was 44 days long and I didn't ovulate till cycle day 29. So that is pretty disheartening, but I'm going to try and keep a positive attitude and say it was just a fluke. Also, another reason why I have to be positive is because I didn't think so much into it. Yesterday I was saying that I think I was going to ovulate within the next 24 to 48 hours. Well, I was wrong. I ovulated last night because I had the most extreme ovulation pain I have ever felt since coming off of hormonal birth control. Now, to the point where we were out to dinner with some friends and I could not believe, the amount of pain that I was in. And I was just trying to put a happy face on. I was like, I gotta go. And then my husband was kind of lagging the conversation on a little bit too long. I love you, honey. And I told him even before we left that I was in pain, and he kind of didn't clue in that I needed it to be a quick night, especially since I was waking up early to go into Seattle. And we're about an hour and 15 minutes away from Seattle, so I was just getting a little grumpy last night, but we still managed to baby dance. Now, we didn't do a whole lot of baby dancing this cycle, which, it's okay. We did it twice. Just, we did it last night and then the night before that, which is great. I think that is awesome because, obviously sperm can live, up in that environment for, up to 5 days. That's a long time. They got to get there, though, right? So, fingers crossed that I actually do get pregnant this cycle. I am officially in the 2-week wait. Let's see. Oh, I confirmed ovulation by using my basal body temperature. And I prefer that method because I hate trying to figure out the lines of an OPK, especially the wonderful ones, or the Wonderful, or whatever they're called. I just feel like they are not significant in their difference in lines enough for me to be confident. So I go by my basal body temperature, also by my, disclaimer, TMI, cervical mucus and or fluid, whatever you want to prefer to call it, and my cervical position. And it's so amazing to actually be so in tune with your body. It really makes me more confident in, you know, when and where and what and whatever's going on with my body than just basing it off of peeing on an OPK. So I do prefer the method of basal body temperature and just knowing my signs of my own body. You know, my body is telling me when I'm ovulating. And so yeah, this is TTC number 3. So I am in the 2-week wait. I'm going to try not to stress about it too much. I got a lot on my plate for the next week at work, and the following weekend we got birthdays and just a bunch of stuff to keep me distracted. So I will try and update you ladies hopefully maybe next week, but I wanted to get this video up because I know I'm not gonna have time this weekend to do like an official filming, editing, and all that jazz. Anywho, all right, I gotta get off of this because I am driving on the freeway and this is not okay. So again, don't ever do this. I highly do not recommend this. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all your responses, and thank you for subscribing. If you're not a subscriber and you do like what you see, please subscribe and hit the thumbs up for not ever doing this again on the freeway. Bye guys. Hey everybody, I hope everyone is having an awesome week. So this video is going to be purely about my TTC journey thus far. Now, I have posted a few times about it, but I really haven't been consistent. So I'm going to start right now, and at this point, you know, if you want to know more about my back history, please feel free to ask me and I will update you guys if I get like a really big response. But as of right now, I'm just gonna move forward with what's happening at this stage. So this is, let's see, TTC number 3, and I am like within, I want to say like 24 to 48 hours away from ovulating. Now, I don't rely on OPKs because I feel that I should be getting to know my body as best that I possibly can. So I'm actually relying on other signs like my basal body temperature, which I have been tracking. And now if this is too graphic, sorry, but here we go. I've been checking my CM and my cervical position. And actually, I'm pretty shocked at how well my body tells me when I'm about to ovulate. Like right now, as I talk, I'm actually having ovulation pain, which is awesome because that means that my body is doing what it's supposed to be doing. Now, on the flip side of that, last cycle was 44 days long. That is the longest cycle I have ever had. Whew, I mean, it worried me. My last video when I posted about trying, it was, 12 days past ovulation, no AF, no signs, no bloating, no nothing. A few days later, AF showed. It was wild. But I'm really happy to know that I'm moving forward past that, and not to mention getting further and further and further away from the point where I got off of hormonal birth control. because I think my body is finally starting to be like, oh yeah, this is what we were meant to do from the very get-go. Now, to move on from that point, I went to the doctor's office over December and they discovered something that kind of threw me for a loop. They took a blood test because it was between the time, it was in my two-week wait period. So when they asked me, could you be pregnant? I said, hopefully, maybe. So they did a blood test. Obviously, it was negative, but something else came back on my blood test that kind of, like I said, threw me for a loop. Thyroid. My thyroid was low. And I knew that hypothyroidism was a possibility for me because my mom has it, but she didn't get it until, she was in her 40s. And I'm almost to my 30s. So I was like, oh my gosh. My next question immediately, will that affect getting pregnant or being pregnant? And my doctor didn't really confirm anything to me that day. She actually said wanted me to come back for another blood draw and see if it was just a fluke or if it truly is, my thyroid. So, and during that time that she wanted me to come back, I got swamped at work and I didn't go back. So actually I just did it earlier this week. I went and got my blood drawn and I fasted for some time, like the 12-hour period of time. Anyways,